Hello, welcome to Salon Creative, building blocks to great hairdressing. By now you should all be familiar with Salon Classics, the foundations to great hairdressing, and this is just a case of building on from that. So the things that we're going to be doing today is we're going to be working in certain things like asymmetry, we're going to be dealing with over direction, and the most important thing about this is to work in mind that any of these sections you can change yourself. And another thing I'd like to say is that they're also commercially versatile, so that you can take it from this DVD and you can work it straight into your salon shop floor and know that you're going to get great results. The cut that we're going to be doing here is quite a soft internal based cut. We started off with a profile parting, working all the way from centre forehead all the way down to centre nape. I then split that with a radial parting, working from the crown to just on top of the ear on both sides. Then taking on our just about an inch from the front of the head, I worked a diagonal back section to the top of the ear on both sides. Right, the first part that we're going to be working is the back section, and the way that we're going to do that is we're going to take down these clips and we're going to put the clips behind, okay, to make sure that we always work very neatly and methodically. Our first cut, we're going to be elevating 90 degrees from the head shape. Now with certain hair types, you can blunt cut, obviously, like the square layer in Salon Classics, you can blunt cut to maintain strength. We're going to blunt cut the hair, but I'm also going to provide a little bit of texture with a tiny bit of point cane. Now if you notice, you're always over directing to a central point, and that's to maintain length through the sides. What a really distressed texture we've managed to get in this hair. Really fantastic look. Lots of blow drying, lots of root lift, twist blow drying. You remember from Salon Classics the blow drying technique that was used. The cut that we're going to be doing on Joe's hair is a little bit different. It's like a pixie cut in the back, but we're going to really get in short. Okay, and then if you notice, I've separated the hair via an offset parting, going right the way across, diagonally across the head, and I'm going to work it in two main sections. Okay, I'm going to work off this pivoting section here, and I'm going to come right the way across, and I'm going to keep that elevation coming out, and then I'm going to cut that. Then I'm going to work another pivoting section and slightly elevate, and again and slightly elevate, and eventually we're going to go into this area here. We're going to look at doing quite a lot of asymmetry. We're going to try and get a really tight line all the way through the front. Now I've put lots of soft wax into the hair. You can use things like thickening cream, anything that's going to work really well as a cutting agent to enable you to work in the hair very, very neatly. So let's elevate that straight out. Slightly diagonal forward if you'd like, or alternatively just bring it straight out from the head shape. It really doesn't matter, because to tell you the truth, we're going to be doing a bit of scissor over comb work through the back. And then I think with this section here, I think what we'll do now, we'll start to really go in really tight. We'll take it right the way across, clip that out of the way. Now we want to look at changing this angle. We want to look at bringing it out from the head shape here, and this first cut we want to really create quite a lot of texture. Now a lot of this is going to be our length, so we're not going to want to touch it too much, but we are going to want to make sure that it slightly connects. It's okay having a disconnection, but if it's a very visible disconnection, you have to be very careful of weight lines. Right, so haircut finished, blow dry done. Just by changing the angles, using the curvature of the head, working off that pivoting section, we're able to really encapsulate and bring all of this hair coming around. It's just absolutely fantastic. Heba has really long hair. She wants to maintain a lot of this length, but it's getting very, very heavy. And we're going to look at a really fantastic way of taking away a lot of weight internally, and also forming it around the face a lot. So as you can see, we're working on a C curvature there. Now the C curvature will start from the recession area here, and it will travel all the way round to here and all the way round to the lower nape. and that will allow all of this hair to come forward and to be cut. Now this section, we're elevating straight out from the head, straight out, and then what we're doing is we're slide cutting behind. Now the length you want to determine is probably about jawline, so then just a case of slide cutting. Final section, all the way around, picking up the rest of the hair as you go through, fingers behind, taking it out, see where your guide is, and taking it through to length. Now what I favour in this part doing is two things. Firstly, take your guide down like this and slice cut the end. Okay. And secondly, twist cut and just come in and just start to cut until you start to see the cuticles opening out and you know you're actually taking hair off. The cut that we're going to be doing on Amy is quite a short styled cut through the back, almost Pixie-like, so reference Salon Classics DVD for the Pixie shape, through the back. But through the front, we're going to be over-directing this side, back here, and we're going to be cutting in a nice bit of asymmetry through this side here. Right at the back, at a 1 inch section. Again, keeping in theme with the Pixie cut. Again, start to bring it back. You need to start selecting the guide for where to bring it back to yourself. Get a feel of how the hair sits. The thing is, I can tell you to over direct to an exact point, but ultimately everybody's different. Hair changes, you need to start deciding that. And with the scissors, you really want to start to go into the hair. So you're not actually cutting a straight line. What we're doing is we're really breaking it up with very deep point cutting. Now, our next section, another square, this time joining with that slight angle, bringing it back and point cutting. So technically you're over directing. And what I feel would be really good is just a little bit of channel cutting through the sides, just to really break that up even more. The cut that we're going to be doing on Amy is we're going to keep quite a lot of length around the perimeter. We're going to be working so much detail internally, and we're going to leave out these two sections at the side. This is slightly asymmetrical. We're working slightly further back here and leaving a bit of length through here. What we're going to look at here is the sectioning pattern. So I can just get you to put your head back a little bit, eh? There we go. So you can see that what we've started off with is a crisscross offset pattern going over there and over there. So we're basically working it from recession area, working it to sort of lower recession area here, removing that weight. Just have a little look in the nape, which you're going to detail later, but just have a little look, because you could get away with taking a little bit more off. Maybe deep point cut rather than actual cutting of the hair, so it breaks up the texture a little bit. Now with this section here, we're going to be doing the same thing as what we did before. We're just going to be changing the angles. So we'll keep working very neat. It's going to be worked in a similar fashion, over directing back once again. You would actually have a definite line to cut to, and you would stick to that. Right, so over direct it right back this time, right the way over, and remove.